In this part 8, we are going to see some of the other administration options. On one hand, we have the mail. We can configure the mail from Structure Administration Mail. Email server. It allows us to define the connection with the mail server. Block sending of email SMS. It is normally used when we utilize a security copy for tests, 3 synchronized environments, or any other scenario in which we don't want the application to send anything. Unify email parameters. It is used in the same cases described above. For example, if we want the application to send emails in a test environment, and we also need that the only recipient to be the delegated administrator that is performing the tests. Another option we can use is the following. The language. It says, when we start an Oraquantic project, one of the first options we need to consider is which language we want the application to be in. We can do this from Structure Administration Languages. It is important to select only the languages that are going to be used. This way, we will avoid the user selecting a different language for the records to the ones implemented in the application. From here, we can choose the languages the employees are going to be using, the language the externals are going to be using, and also in which language are the login forms and Anonymous going to work. Here we can see all the available languages in Oraquantic. In this case, we have implemented only English United States and Espanol. But you can select as many as you want. Another administration option is to control the Cashier. So, how we can manage it? In forms, Oraquantic stores the information of forms in Cashier to favor their opening speed. When changes are made and we click on Save or Save and Exit, the Cashier is implemented so we can see those changes. From this option, we can regenerate it of all the forms in the application at the same time. In content management, its use is intended to modify the already published content without the users being affected for the modifications being made in design. The users won't see the changes made until the Cashier is emptied. Its managed can be activated, deactivated, and empty at 3 levels. From the element, affects one element. From the page, affects the page. From a structure, affects all the pages. Another administration option is security. This option, Activate Cross-Site Scripting Protection, stops users from introducing scripts codes to execute, which might be harmful. Protected options. Dynamic form fields, one-line text, multiple-line text, or reach multiple-line text. Fields in the system family records, document labels in the dictionary libraries, and web services. See details in error warnings, can be activated or deactivated. If this option is not selected, the details option won't appear in the error warnings to avoid showing data that could potentially be used maliciously. Encrypted URL. The access parameters to the pages are encrypted as a security measure. This option is only available in installations updated from Oraquantic. Decrypt URL Parameters. This option allows us to know the encrypted parameter details in a known URL. Let's suppose we have this URL in a link button to a page, and we want to know the ID of the page. As it is encrypted, we don't know, so we would have to add the URL of the page here and click in Proceed. We would get the ID of the page in Result. Okay, we will get it here. In this case, 1048. Once we have obtained the ID, we can find the page in the application. And with this, we have finished the block on other administration options.